Does reaching your first 100K feel nearly impossible? I made simple financial mistakes that cost me thousands, until I discovered key habits and mindset shifts that propelled my portfolio past 100K and helped grow another 100K in under 5 years. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 9 costly mistakes you must avoid that are simple to fix and will completely change your financial trajectory. First, the mistake that kept me consistently stressed every time I glanced at my bank balance. Every payday, you see your bank account fill up just like this jug. Then, you follow your usual routine and you watch it disappear just as fast. First, you pay for your essentials: housing, utilities, vehicle costs, healthcare, groceries. Next, financial obligations keep debt collectors away. Credit card payments, loans. Then family expenses, daycare, kids' school and sports. Then the things that you love: streaming subscriptions, eating out, trips. And then you go to pay yourself, and there's nothing left. Maybe next month. And the cycle repeats. But guess what? You're doing it backwards. Back in 1957, Parkinson discovered an interesting principle called Parkinson's Law. Work expands to fill the time available for its completion. Turns out, this applies directly to money too. Expenses expand to match the income available. So what's the right way? When payday arrives and your account fills up again, here's what you should do instead. First, pay yourself, your future self, 5 or 10% into a savings or investment indicated by that line. Then you pay for your essentials. Then your financial obligations. Then your family expenses. And then the fun stuff. Now, if you run out of money before filling up the last class, the fun stuff, you simply cut back on these less important things instead of shortchanging yourself. Imagine the relief each payday if you have less stress, fewer worries, and your savings is growing steadily. Now let's make this super easy to apply in your own life. Step 1. Open a separate investment account if you don't have one already. Ensure your provider has an automatic investment feature. This automatically buys investments for you. Step 2. Set your bank automatically to transfer money into that investment account. Schedule this for the day after payday or as soon as your paycheck typically clears. Step 3. Enable the automatic investment feature. Select a stock that follows the S&P 500, such as the SPY. By paying yourself first and following these 3 steps, you'll ignite unstoppable momentum, break free from the maybe next month trap, and watch your investment surge from 0 all the way to that 100K goal, one payday at a time. So now you're paying yourself first. Your savings are growing and you're finally feeling in control. But there's another sneaky mistake that still's holding you back, even if your income keeps rising. And most people don't even realize they're making it. What do you typically do when you get a raise? If your first instinct is to celebrate by upgrading your lifestyle, you're falling into this common financial trap called lifestyle inflation. Meet James and Sarah. They both got a 20% raise. James immediately upgrades his lifestyle. He leases a luxury car, moves into a bigger apartment, and starts dining out regularly. Sarah, on the other hand, keeps her lifestyle about the same, and she invests the extra money instead. Fast forward 5 years, who's better off financially? If you guess Sarah, you're spot on. James is finding himself still living paycheck to paycheck. Sarah, however, is starting to build real wealth. Why? Because she avoided lifestyle inflation, the silent killer of financial progress. Parkinson's Law strikes again. Your expenses naturally rise to match your income unless you actively stop them. This is why even 6-figure earners often feel broke. Every raise tempts you to add new expenses: a nicer car, a bigger house, more vacation. But, ironically, those upgrades actually slow down your path to true wealth. So, how do you break free from this trap? Easy! You use something called the 50-50 rule. Every time you get a raise, enjoy half, but invest the other half. Now you understand why lifestyle inflation keeps people stuck. But how do you make sure you don't fall into that trap? Especially when spending more feels so justified. Here's exactly what to do. Step 1. When you get a raise, stop. Step 2. Open a separate investment account if you don't have one yet. Step 3. Set up an automatic transfer for 50% of the raise. Commit to the 50-50 rule every time your income increases. Invest at least half of the new money immediately. Set clear limits on lifestyle upgrades. Want to reward yourself? Great! But choose one meaningful upgrade, like better travel or investing in a hobby you truly love, instead of upgrading everything at once. Let's say you get a raise for 5%, giving you an extra $300 a month. By automatically investing half and allowing yourself just a modest upgrade with the other half, you'll add $108,000 to your portfolio in 17 years, accelerating your journey to that 100K milestone and beyond. All right, so now you're dodging lifestyle inflation and turning those raises into real wealth. Awesome! But here's the sneaky thing about money. Even when you're doing everything right, your cash can vanish quietly without you noticing. Trust me, I learned this the hard way. I thought I was being careful with my spending until I realized I had a secret drain on my money, and it all started with something as small as a cup of coffee, which cost me at least $9,000 until I fixed it. I wasn't splurging on luxury cars or designer clothes, but money was still slipping away. My wife suggested to take a closer look at a simple daily habit, my coffee routine. Turns out, I was bouncing between 3 different cafes every day. First was a super convenient place on the way into work, but overpriced and forgettable. Second was cheaper and slightly better than the first in terms of flavor. Third was same price as second, had excellent coffee, and they knew my name. Harmless, right? Wrong. When I finally started tracking my spending, I realized I was drinking and spending way more than I thought. So I made a small tweak. I stuck with just one cafe, the third one, which also offered a 10% discount for members, and cut back to 1 visit per day. The result? More cash in my pocket and surprisingly better coffee breaks, because they became intentional instead of impulsive. Now, you might be thinking, great, you saved a few bucks on coffee, big deal. But here's the thing, it's never just about the coffee. If something as small as your daily latte can quietly drain your wallet, imagine all the other unnoticed habits slowly sabotaging your bigger financial goals. I call this the invisible expenses trap. Those sneaky little purchases that seem harmless, but they're secretly draining your financial future. So how do you stop it? An easy 3-step plan. Step 1. Track your tiny expenses for 1 week. Not big bills, just a little things. Coffee, snacks, drinks. You'll be shocked. Step 2. Identify the biggest invisible money leak. For me, it was a cafe hopping. For you, it might be too much takeout or impulsive Amazon buys. Step 3. Make one small, sustainable change. Love takeout? Limit it to the weekends. Impulse shopper? Set a 24-hour waiting rule. By saving the cost of the 2 coffees a day, 5 days a week, and investing that extra $175 a month to the amount from mistake 2, you could have shaved 5 years off the time it takes to reach that 100K milestone. So now you've spotted those hidden expenses, quietly draining your money. But here's the kicker. Sometimes you're losing money even when you don't spend more. Think about it. Paying extra for the exact same thing without realizing it is literally throwing money away. Ever wonder why a $34 meal magically becomes $41 at checkout? Hidden charges like credit card fees, delivery markups, and online service charges are everywhere. Individually, they seem small, but they add up fast. But here's the good news. You don't have to sacrifice convenience. You just need a smarter spending strategy. Here's how you can stop these fees from quietly draining your wallet without making major sacrifices. Step 1. Check before you pay. Always scan your bill before paying. Spot a card fee? Consider cash. Notice an unexpected charge? Politely ask if that can be removed. Step 2. Plan ahead and dodge convenience fees. Deliveries, last-minute bookings, and late fees are convenience charges. A little planning ahead can easily cut these in half. Step 3. Choose the best payment method. Different payment methods can mean different fees. Simply choosing another way to pay can save you instantly. Think these little fees don't matter? Imagine saving just $5 a day. That's over $1,800 each year. Add this to the 3 previous mistakes, and you could save 2 additional years off reaching that 100K portfolio goal. Cutting hidden costs helps you keep more of your money. But what if I told you the biggest financial losses aren't from fees or overspending. They come from your own emotions. Ever felt that gut-wrenching panic when stocks crash? Or the thrill and jumping in when prices soar? These emotional reactions might be costing you thousands. Fear pushes you to sell, and greed tempts you to buy high. And both block your path to real wealth. The worst part? The cycle never ends, unless you break it. So how do you stay calm and avoid these emotional traps? It's easier than you think. Successful investors use simple, proven rules that keep them steady no matter what the market does. Rule 1. Stay disciplined and ignore the noise. Successful investors don't let emotions or sensational news headlines control their decisions. Follow your investment strategy consistently, whether noise and the markets rise or fall. Rule 2. Zoom out and see the bigger picture. Short-term dips feel scary, but historically, markets recover and grow. Instead of reacting to every swing, focus on your long-term goals. Rule 3. Automate your investments. Dollar cost averaging. Invest the same amount at regular times, whether prices go up and down. That way, you don't have to guess the perfect time to buy. Over time, you'll get more value from the money without the stress. Rule 4. Exercise patience. Investing is a marathon. Forget the get-rich-quick schemes. Real wealth grows slowly and steady. Be patient, trust the process, and let the time do the heavy lifting. By avoiding costly emotional mistakes and staying invested, you'll keep every dollar working for you, removing the setbacks that slow your progress and moving you faster toward that 100K goal. So now you're investing wisely and you're not letting emotions control your decisions. Awesome. But here's the sneaky part. Even when you're in control, companies have another way that they're quietly taking your money. And the worst part? You probably don't even realize it's happening. Ever paid for a subscription you forgot you had? If you're like most people, the answer is yes. And it could be costing you hundreds, if not even thousands of dollars each year. A recent study found 74% of people forgot about subscriptions, and 42% admit they're still paying for services they don't use. Companies love autopay because it makes spending invisible. Before you know it, you're paying for the service you never actually use. So how can you stop this silent money leak? Step 1. Hunt down subscription charges. Take just 5 minutes and go through your bank statement in the last 3 months. List every subscription you're currently paying for. Step 2. Ask yourself honestly, do I really use this? If the answer is no, cancel it immediately and reclaim your hard-earned cash. Step 3. Consider reductions. If you have multiple streaming services, could you reduce it to only 1 or 2? By canceling subscriptions you don't use and redirecting that cash toward investing, you'll shave even more time off your journey to hit that 100K milestone. Cutting unnecessary expenses is important, but what happens when life throws a curveball? You have an unavoidable emergency expense that hits you out of nowhere. Will you be ready? Imagine this. It's late, you're driving home, and suddenly your car sputters to a halt. The next day, the mechanic says it'll cost you $1,500. Could you pay that right now? Or would you be forced to borrow and spiral into debt? Emergencies don't wait until you're ready. They hit hard and fast, and without a financial cushion, sudden expenses can quickly become crippling debt. Without an emergency fund, your only real option is borrowing, relying on credit, or dipping into investments, none of which set you up for long-term success. Now imagine a different scenario. You have a safety net. Instead of panic, you feel calm and in control, knowing you're prepared. Let's make that your reality. Here's exactly how to build your emergency fund starting today. Step 1. Set a realistic first goal. Aim for a manageable target first. A $1,000 emergency fund covers most sudden expenses. Step 2. Keep it separate. Don't mix this emergency fund with everyday money. Keep it in a special savings account that earns extra interest, referred to as a high-yield savings account, so it grows while it's staying accessible. Name this account Emergency Fund Do Not Touch. Step 3. Continue to increase to eventually 3 to 6 months of your income. By building an emergency fund, you'll protect your investments from unexpected setbacks, keeping your money growing uninterrupted and getting you to that 100K goal even faster. Having an emergency fund protects you from life surprises, but there's one more hidden danger you may not have considered. One that's there quietly eroding your wealth, even as you try to save. Think saving your cash alone will keep you safe? Think again. every single day your money is losing value, even if you don't spend a cent. A dollar today won't have the same buying power tomorrow. For example, something that cost $100 in the year 2000 now costs nearly $180. That means every dollar you stash away slowly is shrinking in value. Here's the difference. Cash loses strength over time, while investing turns time into wealth. But don't panic. There's a simple way to protect your money and help you grow faster than inflation. Step 1. Invest in an index fund, simple and low risk. Instead of picking stocks one by one, invest in a simple fund that holds 500 of the biggest companies in the US at once, like a basket full of the top businesses. It's easy, it's low cost, and it's proven to grow over time. Step 2. Think long term. Ignore short-term dips. Markets naturally will rise and fall, but historically, they've always grown over decades. The secret is simple. Stay consistent and stay invested. By investing, instead of letting your cash lose value, you'll outpace inflation, supercharge your growth, and reach that 100K goal even faster. Now that you know your cash alone won't protect your wealth, let's talk about another barrier holding people back from investing, and it might be the most expensive mistake at all. Worry, anxiety, doubt. These emotions stop so many people from investing. But what if I told you a simple $1,000 bet completely changed my perspective? For years, I wanted to invest, but an uncertainty held me back. What if I lost money? What if I made the wrong choice? Finally, my wife, an experienced investor, got tired of my hesitation. She challenged me to a $1,000 bet. Whoever made more money in a year would win. I lost the bet. But something clicked. For the first time, losing money didn't scare me. It excited me because I realized the real loss would have never been starting at all. Now, years later, my returns are consistently outperforming hers, not because I got lucky, but because I finally took that crucial first step. Too many people wait for the perfect moment to invest, but the truth, the best time is yesterday, and the second best time is right now. Step 1. Start small. The $50 rule. You don't need thousands to start. Even $50 a month can grow into 6 figures over time. Step 2. Use an index fund. The easiest way to invest, a simple S&P 500 ETF, exchange traded fund, lets you own a tiny slice of 500 of the top companies without needing to guess which one will succeed. Step 3. Focus on learning, not winning. Investing isn't about picking winners. It's about staying consistent, learning, and improving as you go. The hardest part is getting over the fear of making the wrong choice. But here's the truth. Every successful investor made mistakes at the beginning. The only difference? They started anyways. The longer you wait, the longer it takes. But by starting today, even with just $50 a month, you'll put time on your side and reach that 100K goal years sooner. Now you know the mistakes to avoid shaving years off the time it takes you to reach your first 100K. There's one powerful strategy that successful investors rely on to grow their wealth, no matter what the market does. Watch this next video to learn what this powerful strategy is and why it's a game changer for building long-term wealth. I've personally used this strategy to grow my portfolio past 100K, and you can too.